Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? XanderTheDragon here. Hope you guys are all doing well. I have another video for everyone on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is actually the first video of a small series I will be doing on my channel here. I will be showing all of you my favorite guns, along with the attachments that I think are best for each weapon. At the end, I will go through and talk about the loadouts that I use for multiplayer in Warzone. In this video, I will be showcasing the Grau 5.56, which is an assault rifle, and the MP7, a submachine gun. As you can see, I got these pretty cool gold camos on both my guns. I use these weapons a lot, and they are personally my two favorite guns in the game right now. I actually never really used these weapons at first until I started doing my gold camo challenges, and then I realized how good these weapons actually are. As I go through the video, I will explain why I use the attachments I do, and alternate attachments you can equip to change to your playstyle. I'll also show you guys some gameplay clips that back up some of my attachment choices, and show you how it pays off in battle. But first, hit that like button. It supports my channel a lot. The more you guys support my channel, the more I enjoy the content I share with my viewers. Also, don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications. Staying subscribed will keep you up to date with all of my future content when it drops. And lastly, if you find this video helpful or entertaining, make sure to share it with your friends. I appreciate all the support you guys can offer. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, check out my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. Okay, so now let's dive into this. First thing on the list is the Monolithic Suppressor for the muzzle attachment. This attachment is going to keep you off the map and your gunfire is silent. It is the best thing to have to keep you alive, as enemies won't see you on the map and hunt you down, and more than likely your enemies are not going to hear you. Staying silent is going to keep you moving with the freedom you want as you mow down your enemies from flanks and blind spots. Even if your enemies are rushing you, the remaining enemies won't know exactly where you're at because you're just going to be invisible on that radar. I pretty much run this on all my weapons. As you can see here, you also gain damage range, which is a big plus in long distance fighting. Next up is the barrel attachment. For the Grau, I like using the FSS 20.8 inch Nexus barrel, as it gives me more damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. The damage range trait will allow bullets to keep its damage over longer ranges without dropping off. This is key for long distance fights, as well as the bullet velocity and recoil control. This is a solid overall choice for drastic buffs on your weapon. For the underbarrel attachment, I like the Commando Foregrip. The reason why I like this is for the recoil stabilization, to maintain control during fights, in addition to the aiming stability to get a good lock on my enemies from a distance. And if you didn't notice, there is no negative trait to aim down sight speed, which is crucial to winning fights, especially against better players. If you want more actual recoil control or prefer fighting at longer distances, then definitely use the Operator Foregrip instead. For the ammunition attachment, I almost always go for the 50 or 60 round mag. In this case, I use the 60 round. For Warzone, this is even more true when enemies have full shields or come at you in pairs or even quads. Sometimes you need those extra rounds without reloading to do enough damage across the board to stay alive. Otherwise, full shielded enemies or teams will just eat you up. This is also good for destroying vehicles. My final attachment for the Grau is the rear grip. For this, I use the XRK Void II. This attachment is going to benefit my aim down sight speed and my sprint to fire speed. Speed is very important in this game, especially if you're playing aggressive and rush a lot. It also benefits you if you get caught off guard and you can get your gun up faster than your opponent. Now let's dive into some gameplay clips as I explain what's going on. So here I have pretty nice recoil control at long range. I have my gun mounted, but I can still get the nice damage at the mid to long distance. Even pushing through the map, I can still have nice mid to long distance engagements, keeping solid damage and solid control over my enemies. The silencer is keeping me off the radar and allows me to push up the map freely. Even behind enemy lines, most people don't even know where I'm at. The damage on this weapon is really solid at all ranges, even up close. I am even able to push into enemy objectives and just eliminate everybody that just comes into my sight. This gun is just very brutal at any range, and this is why it's one of my favorite guns in the game right now. As you can see, this gun is a pretty solid mid to long distance choice. Even close range is pretty good. It has very solid damage, fire rate, has minimal recoil, fast bullet velocity, and the aim down sight is pretty decent. Overall, I think this gun is one of the best all-around options in the game right now. Now let's move on to the MP7. First attachment here is for the muzzle. Again, I'll be using a Monolithic Suppressor. This attachment is going to keep me off the map and my gunfire is silent. Staying suppressed is going to allow me to push through the map freely and keep me off their radar as I just get through enemy lines and push into the objectives. Using this silencer on a submachine gun is amazing because it benefits you even more so in close quarters, as you're right near enemies and near objectives and they won't even know where you're at. As you can see here, you also gain damage range, which is a big plus to the mid-distance fighting on this submachine gun. The next attachment up is for the barrel. Here I use the FSS RECON. This is going to load me up on damage, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This is going to help in both close quarters and at the mid-distance. Having that bullet velocity is going to give me a slight edge on enemies that are also using submachine guns, in addition to maybe people using assault rifles at the mid-distance range because of the damage range increase. My third attachment is for the underbarrel. I equipped a Commando Foregrip here. This will help with recoil stabilization and aiming stability. This helps keep my aim steady while keeping control under fire. I also don't lose any aim down sight speed or sprint to fire speed, so overall you're gaining a lot of positive traits here and there's not really many negatives. For ammunition, similar to the Grau, I take the 60 round mag. You can never know what you can run into. Maybe a 4-man team with shields in Warzone, or maybe 10 players camping in one room in Ground War. Either way, the 60 round mag will get the job done with no problems. Not having to reload in battle with a 60 round mag is going to greatly increase your chances of staying alive. Being able to stay in a fight is going to keep your enemies suppressed and keep you in the advantage. And lastly, I take the Stippled grip tape for the rear grip attachment. This is going to further our already great aim down sight speed and our sprint to fire speed on the submachine gun. This is an excellent choice as playing aggressive suits this weapon best. This will keep you at an advantage even when you're caught off guard. Let's take a look at this gun in action through some gameplay clips. So right here, I'm just pushing into objectives. I'm just wiping out 3 guys right there. 2 of them didn't even know where I was at. Here, I'm running around the building. Hip fire accuracy is great. Sprint around the back, killed 2 more people. Didn't even know I was there. More enemies, pushing into an objective. Don't even know where I'm at. Have really great mid-distance damage here. Pushing into more objectives, cleaning out campers and buildings. This thing does it all. Most of these enemies can't even keep up with the speed and damage, but look at that recoil control at that mid-distance there. Double kill from across the street. Still pushing through objectives. Enemies don't even know where I'm at. The silencer is keeping me off the radar, keeping me silent. Being able to push through all the enemies, keeping my mid-distance and short-distance advantage. This gun has a really nice fire rate and a lot of damage, and it's doing really well in 2 to 3 man engagements. Aim down sight speed is pretty superior here. It's getting me right on my enemies when I need to. Recoil control, keeping me in the nice mid-distance fights. Not to mention the damage is just solid all around. Still able to flank around the map with no problem, so this is a pretty solid gun. As you can see, this gun is pretty devastating from short to mid-range. Very solid damage, super fast fire rate, has minimal recoil, fast bullet velocity, and the aim down sight is pretty quick. In my opinion, I think it's one of the best submachine guns you can use in the game right now. To wrap up this video, I'll go over the perks and equipment I use for Warzone. On perk 1, I like to use Cold-Blooded, so that I don't show up on enemy thermal scopes, and I also won't trigger the enemy's high alert perk. I like to use Overkill so I can use both the Grau and the MP7, and if you only use one gun, then definitely take Ghost instead. My third perk is usually always Tracker, as it helps to reveal enemies. My lethal choice is Semtex to clean out campers, and then a heartbeat sensor to play aggressive and push enemy teams. Okay everyone, that is all for this video. Thanks for sticking around and supporting my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful or entertaining. And drop any comments below if you have any questions or ideas. See you next time.